Hello, and welcome back to my channel. Or if you're new here, welcome to my channel. I'm Gianna, and this is episode 2 of my Moving Side Quest series, where I am taking you along with me on the journey to check out different cities and see where I might want to potentially move after leaving New York City. If you haven't seen episode 1 or episode 1.5, which was a TikTok / Instagram reel, go check those out. I give a little bit more context and explain why I'm moving and all of that in those. So go check those out and then come back here. So in episode 1, we visited Chicago, and this episode is all about Nashville, Tennessee. Nashville really hit everything on paper that I was looking for, but I had never been, so I was like, I gotta check it out, because so did Chicago, and that ended up not being like the perfect match. So if you follow me on Instagram, you might have already gotten a spoiler, but I did go to Nashville 2 weeks ago with my best friend Sonia, and here was our itinerary. And one thing that I wanted to do this time that I didn't do in Chicago is check out actual apartments, like go tour apartments, so that I could see the vibe of what the apartment was like in that city. So we did have a few apartment tours on this trip. So let's hop into the vlog, and I'll come back and chat and give context about stuff as is necessary. I am getting ready to go pick up Sonia, and then we're headed to Nashville. I always hate saying bye to the cats. Whoops. Our flight's delayed a little bit, but we're chilling. We made it to our room, and where are we going? Yep. The pillows. Last night was so fun. We got dinner, and then our waitress was so helpful, and she gave us a bunch of tips on where to go, and she was like very much like Sonia and I. So we went to this bar and just had a great time, and we had so much fun. So now we're getting ready to go on a day of apartment tours and to get barbecue and see the city. And there's a tomato fest going on, so we're gonna go to that. So quick background about the areas that I wanted to see in Nashville. So there's Nashville proper, which is like Nashville. But then there's also some suburbs outside of Nashville. This is like Antioch, which was one of the places I was looking. And then there's also a town outside of Nashville, so it's not considered Nashville, it's called Franklin, Tennessee. And I had heard good things about all these places, and so I wanted to check everything out. So basically, Nashville as a whole, which has a bunch of neighborhoods within that, and then the suburbs outside of Nashville, which is like Antioch, which is 15 minutes away, and then Franklin, which is its own place, which is about 30 minutes away from Nashville. In the 3 tours for the apartments that I scheduled, 2 were in Antioch, 1 was in Franklin, and I figured we could just get the vibe of Nashville by just being in the city and walking around and stuff. We're touring the first property. Okay, so we just toured the first property, and it was really cool. We actually liked it, right?
Yep, it was really nice. I like the gym and the sauna.
Yes, it was very nice. So now we have some time to kill, so we're gonna do something crazy at the Kroger. So what are we doing?
We're doing something weird in Kroger.
That's a lame way to end it. So the following morning, I dropped Sonia off at the airport because she had to get back to New York and I was staying for one more day. And the day before, when we had gotten back from the apartment tours and we went to like Tomato Fest and got to walk around like East Nashville, it was pretty clear that that was a lot more my vibe than where the apartments that we toured were, so Antioch and Franklin. But we didn't really see much of Franklin outside of the apartment complex. And so I wanted to give it a fair shot. So after I dropped Sonia off at the airport, I drove to Franklin and wanted to just check it out as like an actual town and not just the complex. Sonia left. I took her to the airport. So now I'm just checking out different neighborhoods. Currently in Franklin, which is separate from Nashville, but it's cute. So I did like it. It was very cute, quaint, historical, but the vibe was a bit older. Like, I think there's a lot of people like around my parents' age, and I think it just would have been too much of a jump to the quiet, soft life. Whereas I think Nashville is a little bit more of like a good step down, and then Franklin would have been like a super step down. Does that make sense? So I just had to go back to the hotel for a second and nap. Not a second, like 2 hours. But I'm back, and now I'm gonna go check out some neighborhoods that I didn't have a chance to check out over the last 2 days. Also, the sun in Nashville is so bright. I don't know how to explain that better. Hey, I'm in the hotel room. It's a very big room. There's a whole other, I think I actually already showed you this, but Sonia left this morning. I leave really early tomorrow morning, but I just wanted to give a quick rundown of what I thought of Nashville. I loved it. We never went downtown, like on Broadway, what apparently is referred to as Nash Vegas, which is, I guess, like the touristy, like, I guess it's like the block that all of the bachelor and like bachelorette parties are at. So we actually didn't go to like the touristy spot, but I saw 3 apartments, 2 in Antioch, 1 in Franklin. I was in love with 1 in Antioch. I was in love with 1 in Franklin. And honestly, the 1 in Franklin really, like, it was perfect. But I think I want to, let me rewind. I need to decide if like I'm really gonna do this. And obviously, like, that's not gonna be a decision that I just like make, but like I need to like think about it for real, but I do. It was a successful weekend and I do feel good about it, and I just had nothing but good vibes from the city. Everyone is so nice. Like, everyone is so nice. And it was just good vibes everywhere we went. And so, if I do move here, the apartment I saw in Franklin would be like perfect in terms of it's really big. Oh my God, the kitchen. It's so nice. The building is brand new, or the complex is brand new. Huge pool, huge, amazing gym. Just great. Everything's great. But I think after seeing Franklin and seeing Nashville, Franklin was beautiful and really cool. I think I would want to be in Nashville, but we'll see. But as of right now, I really like Nashville, and I could see myself living here, but it makes me really sad to leave New York. Like, the idea of leaving New York makes me really sad. But then I'm like, I'm gonna have that feeling no matter what, right? Like, whether I leave this year or next year or the next year. I don't want to leave Sonia and my friends, but lots to think about. Great trip. Yeah. Love ya. So that was our trip to Nashville, and it's been a couple weeks, so I've had time to marinate and process everything, and I'm excited to announce that I will be moving to Nashville, Tennessee at the end of the year. So this series was a success. I wasn't sure if I was gonna have to keep going to more cities, but Nashville really was great. It really hit all my check boxes in terms of affordability, lifestyle, and all the people we met. And I mean, every single person we met was so sweet. And I learned about myself that that's something that I really value. So it is very bittersweet for me. Part of me is so heartbroken to leave New York. Like, by the end of the year, it'll be 6 years that I've lived here. And I mean, if you've ever lived in New York, you know. So I am really sad to leave the city. I'm really sad to leave Sonia and to leave all my friends. And that's gonna be the hardest part for sure. But I am definitely gonna try to make my most out of the next oh my God, only 4? October, yeah, the next 4 months in New York. I'm gonna try to make the most out of it, and I'll document that. And I'm also going to be documenting my whole journey about moving. So leaving this apartment, getting a new apartment, and working with a realtor out there who does rentals, and she's really great. So she's gonna find me a great apartment, and I'm gonna document, you know, the decorating of all of that. And I'm gonna be getting a car, which is really exciting. I miss having a car. So yeah, if you are interested in following along on the journey, subscribe. And there's also gonna be some content about, I'm relaunching my small business, Lukewarm, which is candles and a couple other things that I'm dropping soon. So yeah, subscribe to follow along the journey. Thank you for watching, and yeah, I'll see you next time. Love you. Bye.